family plays a part. I think him being a distraction plays a part. I think him blowing off the entire draft process plays a part. He didn't do no pro day. He didn't do the other thing over here everybody else did. I do believe he was arrogant. I do believe there were bad interviews. I don't believe that quarterback that the Browns...
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So Shedeur Sanders suffered one of the most dramatic NFL draft slides of any top quarterback prospect in recent history. Sanders, who was projected by some to be the #1 overall pick in this year's draft after the college football season, fell completely out of the first round and remains undrafted going into day 2. The former University of Colorado star admitted that he and his family did not expect what occurred on Thursday night in footage posted by his brother Deion Sanders Jr. Still, the quarterback appears to be keeping a positive attitude and expects to be drafted on Friday. 2 other quarterbacks were taken in the first round, while Shedeur waited to hear his name called. The Tennessee Titans took former Miami quarterback Cam Ward with the first overall pick, and the New York Giants traded back into the first round at number 25 to take quarterback Jackson Dart.
Shedeur, drafted 5th round, you were saying.
I was saying that when we were here last time, he hadn't been drafted in the first round, and I asked you all, was it football? Was it personal? Was it race? You know, because I don't know his talent because I don't watch football. The next day, 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round, it started looking really funky. But then I read some reports and I heard some things from people on the ground who were reporters, and they were saying he had a terrible interview. He was acting like he didn't. He was acting like he didn't want to. He was going to dictate the process, and then other people just said he just didn't have the talent to justify all the headache. And so I started to say, shit, I don't know what's right. And I heard people like Bomani Jones, who I respect his opinion on this, say, you know, maybe we should question why he was projected to go so high in the first place. Maybe he was never a first round pick in the first place in real life to the people who were actually doing the drafting. So like, with all that information, do y'all feel different about saying that this wasn't about football?
Well, my original stance was all things are true.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my original stance.
As was mine, and I stand by it. The 5th round was egregious to me, but
yeah, I still don't see that 5th round.
I think his family plays a part. I think him being a distraction plays a part. I think him blowing off the entire draft process plays a part. He didn't do no pro day. He didn't do the other thing over here everybody else did. I do believe he was arrogant. I do believe there were bad interviews. I don't believe that quarterback that the Browns took in the 4th round with pick 99 is better than him.
No, he's not.
I don't believe that. There were a few quarterbacks taken that just highlight some other things. So I'm not saying that Roger Goodell sent out an email like that rumor that's going around now, saying that he told teams to take him off of the draft board. I think that the Cleveland Browns, when they look back at their faces when they drafted Shedeur and how stoic they looked and just plain in the face, I think that may come back to haunt them at some point. It just looks like, from the optics of it, it looked like there were things that had nothing to do with football that played a part. I think everything that everybody had to say on the topic is true. And it's true that he may not have been a 1st round pick originally. It's true that we might have bit the marketing bug, right? It's true that, listen, Deion had Gilly and everybody else come down to Colorado every week. It looked like a movie. They went from 1 win to 9 wins. Like, you see how it could get. You see how it could get.
Most of the people that I watch that are like real like draft people, like that's what they do for a fucking living, said that talent-wise, he was probably like a 2nd round pick. Although most people probably still had him in the 1st round because of the value of a quarterback position. 5th round was absolutely crazy to me. I thought for sure he was going to go in the 2nd round.
What I don't get is, like you said, talent-wise, 2nd round pick. Football is still business. Yeah. So there's some teams that he'll get people in the seats just because he's here. Yeah. We ain't necessarily going to win, so I don't understand it going all the way to 5th round.
But he has to be your starter, right? You don't want to lose the 1st round pick for a backup,
I don't see him put him in position to compete at least. 5th round.
The problem,
and it's teams that don't have. I'm a Steelers fan. We don't have a quarterback right now.
Yeah, and y'all also,
I don't get it.
Y'all also are playing the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes, and y'all don't want to piss off Aaron Rodgers by drafting a young quarterback that's going to get all the attention.
Sure.
I think that some of it, one analogy that it reminded me of a little bit.
And y'all drafted Will Howard. I'm sorry, Parks.
Yes, right.
And y'all did draft a quarterback. So y'all are amongst the teams that drafted a quarterback that wasn't Shedeur.
Is Will Howard better than Shedeur?
No.
Okay.
No. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Tim Tebow situation.
But that goes in the opposite direction.
I know, but listen, he's a good player deserves to be on a team, but I think that a lot of teams probably look at like, hey man, if he's the backup quarterback and he's going to bring all the ESPN spent 3 straight days talking about nothing but Shedeur Sanders.
I see that.
Shit totally shitted on Cam Ward.
That's going to be my next point, is that Cam Ward should be getting a lot more attention and praise because he's a really good fucking quarterback and deservedly went number 1. Anyway, it reminded me of Tim Tebow, and a lot of teams probably don't want the distraction.
Tim Tebow, it reminded me of what's homeboy, the black dude that I saw the doc on, Michael, what the gay dude,
Michael Sam.
Oh, Sam.
Michael Sam.
Who was a much better player than where he was drafted, and they were waiting to kind of see the NFL's position on.
Yeah.
All right, what y'all gonna do with homeboy that won all these awards? That's clearly good, but might come.
I think I ain't hear what y'all said on Friday.
That's not fair.
No. To be clear, you're not saying he was going to. Okay, I don't got to clean up for you. All right.
Not at all, buddy. Yo, my post here, I don't play. I don't play. Clean it up.
We had your back, but
that won't even be there. Like magic.
Didn't happen.
David Blaine. Anyway,
I think similarly to the Bronny conversation, I think you got to have a sports conversation and then you got to have a societal conversation. I think from a sports standpoint, I think he's tough, bro.
He's good.
I think the shit that I don't like that the media is trying to downplay his talent.
For sure.
I think that's
agreed.
a justification on him not being drafted over some societal shit.
Yeah.
That boy threw for over 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
They went from a team that had 1 win to 4 to 9 with a shitty O-line. Like, what he accomplished in Colorado is outstanding. And I hate the fact that they try to downplay that a little bit and make him seem talentless or like he's lacking in talent. I think that's whack.
Why do they keep highlighting his
What they're saying
arrogance?
is his arm, his slow release, things that you can't necessarily work on. That won't get better. What do you say to that?
I think that if you put people in the right situations, there's always knocks on talent, right? I think it's always, oh, he's too short. Oh, this guy's this. Oh, this guy's that. Like, they used to criticize black quarterbacks periodly, saying that we couldn't read defenses fast enough, or we didn't have the mental fortitude and aptitude to play the quarterback position. They would make great quarterbacks, cornerbacks, and safeties that was tough. You get what I'm saying? So I think the knocks.
we don't have to do. They drafted 4 Colorado receivers.
Yeah. One of his receivers.
They drafted all of the Colorado.
Won the Heisman fucking trophy, my nigga. Somebody was throwing him the ball.
For sure. But sometimes
his tape is his tape.
Sometimes that can work against.
But it's not a receiver.
Though,
Makes you look
That's your receivers are that good.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
And there was a lot of yak going on there.
But
He played behind arguably the worst offensive line that exists in college football.
When he wasn't hurried or under pressure, his
turned that
completion percentage was almost 80%.
Yeah, they turned that into he has a lot of tackles for loss. But dog, look what they doing. Look what's happening out here.
Yeah,
now,
we talking about?
that to the side, I don't think it's tough to recognize when someone has a focus issue. I don't think it's that tough. If I'm interviewing you for a gig and I know what this gig is going to call for in the next 2 years, like that clip between Cam Ward and Shedeur where Cam is like, yo, I just want to be a football player, dog. All that extra shit, I don't care about it. When you Google me, I wanted to say American football player, not rapper. He was like, yeah, you got everything handed to you. You did this. You did it this way. Don't worry, I'm trying to do it this way. It just highlighted the difference in attitudes for what the next step is going to call for. They said he had a horrible Giants interview.
Who? Shedeur.
They said that interview was atrocious.
Yeah.
And I'm a Giants fan, so I've seen Dable have those quarterback meetings, and he ain't playing in there. Yo, draw it up this scheme, draw up that scheme. All right, show me when X is W. All right, turn Y to. He ain't playing. So if you unprepared in that, and the report is that not only was he unprepared, but he had an attitude when he got called for.
When he got called out on it.
Dog, I'm not. If that's true, because I'm not just putting that on the black man without knowing. But if that's true, yeah, it ain't hard to see why people would be like, you know what, nah. And with the coaching carousel that's going on, now I got to draft you and have your dad waiting in the tuck. That to where every time I lose a game, my head coach is under fire because Deion Sanders is waiting. I could see why teams did that.
But don't you think that
and I still think race is involved.
Yeah, it is.
I was going to say, don't you think that actually could have preceded him walking in any door?
Yes.
All
yeah,
of
but
what
he
you
didn't
just said.
He didn't make it any better for himself, though.
That's what we saying.
I think
all of that could have preceded himself, but then you walk in there and be like, I was told
I know.
was that he pulled the Dion in one of them interviews
I get
where
it.
it's like, yo, I'm not even going to be.
I'm just talking about confirmation bias. If you already have an impression based on the marketing campaign that's been done around this kid, and you think that he thinks his shit doesn't stink and his father's a fucking pain in the ass, and you really actually don't want to do this interview, and he says anything that's going to be that.
No, words and actions got to line up.
They don't have to, but I think.
Well, when they don't, it's going to be recognized. The Giants, the last thing the Giants wanted was for Shedeur to have a fucked up interview with Dable. The Giants spent the last 17 months looking at this kid.
Yeah.
Teams got their best people spending money invested on finding out everything there is to know about your life. So hearing something is one thing. You coming in the door smelling like last night, your eyes looking like you didn't get no sleep. I'm not talking about Shedeur now, I'm just saying things that people are looking for that are demanding things out of you for the next level. Yeah, this is deeper than just rumors.
I think we're the race.
Dog, he had I'm sorry, Ish. He had party set, and I'm not saying something is wrong with this, but there are people that think something is wrong with this. He had parties set up for the whole weekend of the draft. That's cool. This being black is not a monolith. So if you want to celebrate that way, cool. But when Cam Ward is get drafted and go tuck in, focus, looking at video, getting with receipt, it looks different is all I'm saying.
And he didn't show up and do a small. It wasn't like he showed up and just had a rude interaction. He didn't know the play. He had to come in. It would be like if you came in to read a script and you hadn't read it and you just said, "I'm just going to
wing it."
Yeah. Like that's what he did. And then he got an attitude where he's like, "Why you read the script?" You know what I mean? It's that level of unpreparedness. That's a lot.
But do I think that he's going to eventually start in Cleveland this season? Yes. Do I think that? Do I think that? Trust God at all times. Do I think that he sounds a lot more humble? Yes, I believe the NFL tried to humble him.
Yeah.
Yes, I also believe it worked a little bit.
Did it work?
And he now sounds a little more humble.
I think when you have, it's a few things.
I believe he fell into probably one of the better spots that it was to fall in. Cleveland, who ended up trading back, ends up with him.
Do you think that his father co-signs this arrogance?
I think that his father is the best person in the world to prepare him for what is going on right now. The same way I feel about LeBron and Bronny.
I think that to your question, I think that
because don't you think his father would told him, "Yo, nigga, get your shit together. We're not doing that. You represent the family."
To answer your question,
You think his father
flat out
told-
yes.
I think it's nuanced.
No, because his father was part of the problem. His father was on interviews saying, "I'm going to make sure that my son does not go to certain teams." He did that in more than one interview.
He did that for 2 years straight. He's also said, "Yo, be clear. We don't need the NFL. We rich already." When you start saying shit like that publicly, then you got to take what comes with that. You can't now tuck your tail and say, "Yo, they treating us wrong," even though they are treating them wrong. But a lot of times, all right, you don't need us.
But the wrong is warranted.
Cool.
Ish. The wrong
if you don't need us, cool.
If it's true what you said, then the wrong would be warranted.
No, because I still think it's based
If you
on.
saying that we don't need the NFL, what do you mean no? If you
I
saying you
still
don't
think
need
it's
the
based
NFL,
on the talent in the NFL, and I think this kid.
So why say that?
So I think that's just a piece.
Yeah, but why
His
say
talent-
we don't need the NFL? We rich already.
I'm agree.
Yeah,
you
no,
gotta
absolutely.
you gotta stay with. But I think that if you drafting a football player that you think can help your organization win, I think then those things should precede some of that stuff.
Okay.
I saw Johnny Manziel, dog. I saw what's the other white kid? Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned their arrogance. Nobody questioned that these boys were niggas that was unconventional, that was flying off the handle, that was acting like rock stars they senior years in college.
Really?
We do this.
But if they did
I have to respond to
If
that.
they did that, Joe, then he has a point.
No,
I'm not going to do that because I hate that we do that, and we do that a lot. So I'm not comparing this black man to none of these white people.
No, I don't care about them.
Two, in the event that I did that, Shedeur Sanders was not Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel in college.
He wasn't, but
he couldn't tie Johnny Manziel's shoes in college.
So they were fire like that.
yeah,
that's the argument.
Both of them was
It's okay
good.
to say that.
No, both of them was good. Bro.
No, Johnny Manziel, y'all better go watch his
all-time
documentary.
college.
And to your Manziel
And he was
point,
doing
though,
that on crack, nigga, or whatever he was on.
to your Manziel point, look,
You can't say that.
no, he did. What? He right.
He was a crackhead?
He rolled out of bed on every drug from fucking Friday nights. What? No sleep. Benadryl. Stop playing with Johnny Manziel.
But Ish,
hungover.
Look, to your Manziel point, look how it played. Look how it worked out for him in the NFL.
He flamed
only
out.
played 2 years. So now them teams could look at it like, all right, we saw this before. We're not risking this again.
Shedeur
And I love that Baker
Sanders
bounced
is
back.
not
I wanna say that.
on drugs, bro.
I'm not saying on
Like,
I'm just saying
when you start talking about things in their totality, talk about them in totality.
Okay.
My nigga, it's niggas a drug addict.
Fame is a drug.
I'm not disagreeing.
If I'm an organization
That's what
only.
back to focus.
Only
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm an organization and you come in with the big fucking chain
So listen
smelling
to
like
this.
fucking
I've
Bond
been
number
around.
9 and Shinseiya is next to you. That's all my hood wanted to know.
Yo, dog.
My hood didn't care about none of this. My
Facts.
hood wanted to know, is he fucking Shinseiya?
Shinseiya, nigga.
Shinseiya.
we knew the answer.
Any high level
What's the answer?
college
When they
athlete,
showed them day 2, she wasn't there.
any high level college athlete is arrogant.
We figured.
Any high school high
Jamaican
level
women.
nigga is arrogant.
But that's the point.
Go to these AAU tournaments with these high school kids today. These niggas is rock stars.
Yeah, but if it only comes through with him, that might mean his arrogance is so much that even among arrogant people,
He's
Oh no,
top
he made
tier.
my father's prime time neon Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
And I was
You ain't
making
your daddy.
$7 million.
I was making $5 million in college.
Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying you got to take all of the things. I think that what they did, you land where you land based on what you did. I'm not defending it. I'm just showing it from two separate
Ish,
perspectives.
would you say that some athletes' parents could be a detriment to your career?
Yeah, I know that firsthand. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is this. Football wise, he deserved to be higher than a 5th rank.
Yes.
Now, so societal, this shit that y'all been doing could have played a part in that. I think that the powers that be don't want to see this braggadocious black kid that don't need our money. When you don't need our money, quote unquote, it's a liability to them. You can't be controlled as much.
you know when I saw the arrogance play out, not to change the topic, but the prank.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Oh,
That's where I saw the humility.
Yeah,
Not the arrogance.
The arrogance
I'm sorry.
came out too because he was like, "Yo, about time."
Well, so a couple of things happened with it. I think all that is true, right? So for those that don't know, this white 21-year-old college kid decided to play a prank on Shedeur before he was drafted by calling and pretending that he was from the New Orleans Saints and saying that he was drafting him. And then he said, kind of like, haha, you're going to have to keep waiting, right? But he kind of did say, like, it's about time, let's make it. I don't know what people say on the draft call, so I don't want to compare him to anybody else because I don't know. I've never heard a draft call before. But for me, I felt like that, when I say the arrogance, I meant the world reading like he needed to be humbled. Like the people, I feel like that played into the joke too. Like, this guy needs to be humble. And again, a lot of people been pranked before, white guys, black guys. I'm not saying he's the first person. It's not just a race thing. But watching that go down, at first I thought it was disgusting.
It was.
I thought it was shameful. I thought it was
cruel.
mean. Cruel was a
That
better
shit was
word.
cruel,
It was
man.
cruel. And I'm like, I feel like people thought that it was going to go different because everybody thought that he was the one to do it too because he needed to be humble, and I didn't like that. I actually thought he handled it responsibly.
Who the fuck's job is that to say we need to humble you?
And that's often what society does to black people and black
You know
men
what I'm
in
saying? Like,
particular.
who the fuck makes you the humbling authority? Get the fuck out of my face.
More should have been done once they found out who the kid was.
Yeah,
Agreed.
1,000%.
For those that don't,
And I'm glad because they tried to trace it back to the Giants. Fuck out of here.
right? He's the son of the defensive coordinator of the
Falcons.
of the Atlanta Falcons. Just you
Like
know.
that shit. And yo, they had enough balls to tape it.
Yeah.
That's what this whole
and put it out.
generation
That's,
do.
you know,
That's his whole generation. They
like,
don't,
yo,
don't count if it's not
fuck.
on the internet.
And the dad, and according to dad had nothing to do with that.
No, they said they
the
found
kid
his
got
number
the
in the
number in the
notebook or some
laptop
shit.
that
Yeah.
was left open and moved on his own accord. But yeah,
What do you do? What do you do to that kid? I mean, what's the right response? He's 21. You can't. It's not illegal to do it. Like, what do you do to
well,
him?
before I get to what I do to the kid, I got to see what the organization is doing to me, because that's going to determine what I do to this kid. Like, if I lose my job behind this, boy, when
I'm gonna be the defensive coordinator. All right, I'm gonna be on the offense.
Right.
I'm running some routes.
I'm gonna be on the offense.
Yeah,
Like,
but ultimately, I mean,
your
some of that onus is on me. I can't get too mad. I left my laptop with confidential shit open in my house. Now I'm still gonna beat his ass.
and hopefully you thought that you raised your child
Better than that.
to have better morals.
He's not 12. He's fucking 21,
Bro, that's some cruel-hearted shit.
Oh, he had Ole Miss. My dad is with the Falcons. I'm running around like I'm that nigga and I can do what I want. College, frat boy, baby, drunk white boy shit.
Shit ain't funny, but
At all.
That's you ought to be pumping that college shit. Go ahead.
as opposed to
college. College is another route to jail for some people. Oh my god.
Or
yo, since we talking football, did you see my guy Jalen Hurts? From the Philadelphia Football Eagles, world champions. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, but you see Saquon.
We're talking about Saquon.
Whoa, it's a nice comparison, right? Jalen Hurts, the Eagles went to the White House.
no, big up Saquon, nigga from the Philadelphia champion. What you said?
The guy we got for the New York Giants. All I know is he was a Giant. That's all I know. He was from the New York
Y'all
Giants.
so happy y'all got him.
So Saquon went to the White House.
Saquon went to the White House.
Play
Jalen Hurts
golf.
did not. He said he had a scheduling issue.
Moved to the White House.
Yeah.
Right. So the Eagles went to the White House. He didn't go. Several
few of
Eagles
them
players didn't go. Shout out to them for being decent human beings. And I don't give a fuck. And Saquon.
Isn't that tradition though to go
Yes.
to the White House? Yeah.
Yes.
No.
It's tradition, but
Not as of late.
A lot
of late.
a lot of teams have said that they wouldn't go.
Some whole team.
Yeah.
We
The whole
gonna
team
decline
won't
We're not
invite.
going. Teams have declined since Trump.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not going. Saquon explained his reason for
Scheduling
going.
issues.
No. Jalen said I didn't go for scheduling issues. That's him being polite.
Yeah, that's
and
fancy.
respectful.
Saquon said he respects the office.
Right. He said I respect the office. And
He
why,
said
basically, why y'all making this
he golfed
political?
with Obama. He golfed I respect the office, so I can golf with anybody who is president.
So he
And
golfed
they
with
tore
Trump.
his ass up.
Who, as they should have.
Who tore his ass?
Why?
Everybody.
Man, fuck, man, that's terrible. It's ridiculous, man.
Some people respect the office, Mark.
Why should I respect the office?
So I don't know. Some you shouldn't, but some people respect the office. Some people respect what going to the White House means.
That's the same thing Nelly had to say.
Nelly said the same
about
thing.
the matter.
Yeah, and I disagree with both of them. I think they're both wrong. I think it's.
I understand.
Yeah, I think it's wrong. I don't think we have to respect the office. First of all, I think that's something people say, right? It sounds good. It's a good PR move. So it allows you to justify doing fucked up things, and just saying, "Well, I don't respect him. I just respect the office."
That's dismissive.
Yeah.
It is.
Maybe
That's dismissive.
but I don't think so. I think with Saquon, I think he wants to be around powerful people. I think he likes golfing with Trump. I think a whole lot of people like being in those circles, and they're justifying it by saying, "I respect the office." I don't think it's about the office. I think it's about the power. There's lots of offices they don't go to that they
So
can.
then, what if he goes in that situation around Trump and able to probably get in his ear and influence or make change?
change some foreign policy?
I mean, change foreign policy. I think whether we agree with him or disagree with him, that's his right.
Yeah, for sure.
We think it's goofy shit, but
Yeah.
everybody didn't grow up like us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily know. I wouldn't have did it, but I ain't gonna knock him for doing it. I can't say he's wrong for something. And I know for a fact he's an avid golfer. He's really he really plays.
A lot of them football niggas, they love.
No, he plays but look,
I just
bro, a
think
lot of black men voted for this nigga, man.
yeah. And it's the same logic. That's my issue. I think we can't keep normalizing Trump. And I think going to the White House makes it seem like he's any other president. It's just like when the correspondents go. I say we shouldn't be going to the correspondents' dinner. We should be going to the White House. I'm saying I have that critique of everybody that normalizes Trump. That's all I'm saying. It's not about him in particular. So Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, if Hurts can not go there, that's a great example.
I appreciate
and I respect and appreciate him. And I actually want to focus more on celebrating him.
That's our side of that aisle. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody has their own independent opinions, whether it's about
Jalen Hurts is surrounded by black people.
Yep.
yeah, probably
And he loves black people.
from agent on down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't
Hit
have
a little
went.
different.
I wouldn't have went.
Would you go, Ice?
No.
If Trump invited us, Joe, would you go?
Go where?
White House. If Trump invites us to the White House to honor us.
I wouldn't go if I didn't put them there.
You wouldn't have went if Obama invited you?
Nah.
Mel and Flip, would y'all go?
If Obama was there, yes.
Trump, no.
Absolutely.
How about you?
I think I had a little sneaky invite to that big party Obama threw with all the black people.
You ain't go?
I don't think
No, sir.
I would have went, but not because my mom. No, she'd lose her mind.
You care what she thinks?
She'd lose her mind.
What?
That's a good answer. That's a good reason.
No, that
His mom's? The way you said, how you said she don't play with that?
She don't play. I wouldn't want to hurt. Like
That makes-
I
that
did
makes
that
a lot of
enough.
sense.
I don't-
Yeah,
as I got
but
older, I tried to minimize how I come off and how she feel about it. That started to happen when I came up here. How I see how everybody was moving. But at one point, I didn't care. Like, man, I am who I am. I do what I want. But then when I see it bothers her,
you was a little nigga back then till you got to the JVP. You grew up.
watch your fucking mouth, nigga. You saying that, nigga.
You was a little flippy. You was flippy.
Hey,
Now
yo,
you
I'm
flip-
just saying, nah, I wouldn't.
I meant to tell you that you didn't think about changing your name across your social handles to JBP Flip.
Nah, hell. Shit. Hey, yo, you've made that joke. Yeah, nah, nigga.
Jersey
Real,
Flip.
like ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky. Seriously.
Are you
Now
crazy?
he just go-
Nigga, I was
Because
all
Queens Flip is like whatever you was doing. But
you don't even live in
JBP
Queens
Flip
anymore.
Because you
is
got,
like,
it's
a whole different
you got
flip.
them niggas in there.
Flip button.
you got them niggas in there saying that they never heard of Flip before this and before that because of what we did on the last part. No, nigga, I'm Queens Flip, nigga. I'm gonna keep my name. Not JBP Flip. I want to get far away from that name. JBP Flip.
You just
son.
No, JBP Fire. No, I'm talking about the JBP Flip, not the brand. Now the brand, I'm embedded
Your
in.
business model says you want to be introduced to as many people as you could possibly be introduced to. So all of this Queens jargon bullshit you giving me.
No, see that's downplay.
You
Nigga,
can stuff that shit in a sock
if
drawer
you
somewhere,
saying that
buddy.
because it's you, nigga. When you went to somewhere else, you went as Joe Budden, nigga. When you went to any entity, you went as yourself, as you supposed to. Same thing with me. I was somebody. I have proof to. I have documentation that can show who I was and where my numbers
Billion
was at.
streams.
Period. If I didn't have that, it's different. Not saying that this haven't leveled me up. It has. I was able to reinvent myself up here, and I'm appreciative of it, and be taken more serious.
And what you're saying is
Yeah.
not true about me, just to correct the record.
What do you mean? You didn't go to any place that's Joe Budden?
I brought me with me everywhere that I went. But
That's what you said. I just said that.
Nah, but there was plenty of phases where I was Joe Budden from somewhere else. There's plenty of phases
Yeah, I see what
throughout
you're
my
saying.
career where I was. Well, shit. The first phase was we don't even know that's Joe Budden. We know Pump It Up.
Got it.
And
Okay.
then you become Joe
Def
Budden
Jam
from,
recording artist.
Yeah, and then you
Love and Hip
are
Hop.
Joe Budden from Love and Hip Hop, and Joe Budden from Slaughterhouse, and you
I don't want to
until
downplay.
you've introduced yourself to enough people to be able to say, "Hey, I'm Joe Budden," and they know where they know you from. So but I want to correct it because you do that on some ego and pride shit. But we shouldn't sleep on 5 million people listening to you and being new to you and introduced to you. Like that ain't something to have an attitude about. That's something to be grateful
That's good.
about. That's something to be appreciative of and say, hi, yo, this is all the stuff I had going on before this. You may know me from here, but this is what's cracking with me.
Do I show up and come to work? Do I? Just answer the question, yes or no. Do I show up and come to work?
Yeah.
That's all that matters. What I say here, how I believe in myself, and how I want to present myself, it's not insulting to the brand or what's going on. As long as I show up, I work, and I get it done. That's what should matter to you.
Says you.
Fuck all that internet shit. That internet shit is for just playing into something with people. I can say that I have a right to say that and have a right to feel how I feel as long as I'm not disrespecting the brand, disrespecting you publicly, or disrespecting the organization.
I agree with that.
That's it.
Unfortunately, it's my job to dictate.
True. I don't know. Say it again. You should get a job to do what? Y'all niggas laughing. Crazy. Stop. Leave me alone. Man.
Leave me alone. Stop fucking with me.
You right though.
Leave
You
me
right.
alone.
I don't want to listen because it did come over way, and I was checked about it by some people who I respect. Yo, that sounds crazy, and I don't want to come off like that. That wasn't what I meant. It's just something ego going back and forth with my brothers in the moment. But I'm extremely appreciative because if I wasn't up here, my rebrand wouldn't have been documented. No one was letting me in the building. Yo, we not letting you in.
Then you'll really be on chicken nugget and front fry.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, we not letting you in here. We not letting you come in here. There's nothing that you can do. I want to be invited. No, it's
I
not.
remember that's when Ebro was throwing you underneath the tables and all that, kicking you in the head, all that shit. Like,
Oh, shit.
I remember.
He handled you a little bit.
I seen it.
Are you crazy?
I seen it.
Poquito.
All right.
That's when you went up to I-97, Ebro picked you up.
Nobody should.
Feet dangling.
And you couldn't really grab him because your arms was
Yeah,
little.
it's cool. I remember.
You,
It's
you
fine.
know your shit was short. You couldn't
It's
really
all right.
reach his throat.
It's all right.
But and I appreciate you allowing me to.
Yo, when do I get an ISO to talk about the Pistons?
Take it.
I mean, should I do it now? I maybe should have waited. I should have done it during Prize Picks. I don't want to call Jared Jack up. Be clear,
Yes,
at
you
the time of this recording, game 5 has not been played yet.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you're listening to this, game 5 has been played. Because it's tonight. And I will be out of here by 7:30. But boy, did we handle the Pistons. Took care of that. Went down in Detroit. Let them know we was just fine on the road. Hey, some niggas play well on the road. 3-1. Hey, Cunningham, honey baked ham, or ham from the bodega. Knicks at 5. Hey! Hey, they had everybody. Big Sean was out. Oh, shit. Babyface Ray niggas was outside. Some fucking L, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. And I love Detroit. I would have loved to go to that game.
And shouts to the no call.
I'd have loved to go to that game. To say shout out to the no call would be to say shout out to the whole game.
Just say shout out to
They wrestled the whole game. That entire game. And that's why I don't want to hear that shit.
Y'all be doing.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Yep.
Y'all niggas asked for a physical series. Every post game interview, Bickerstaff got up there and said, "This is how we want to play because we could play through it. They can't." Looking at the game, we be losing because they play through it, and we just end up crying. Yo, foul, 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 foul. Poetic justice.
The only person that don't got to play through it.
Poetic justice that they lost that game and we fouled them niggas. Good for y'all asses. Good. Y'all was playing, I thought that was the Lions we was playing. They was fucking us up.
Both teams was fucking each other up. Now don't do that. And both teams have been fucking each other up.
No, I think they've been
games.
fucking us up a lot more. They've been winning the free throw battle. Jalen Brunson, who is the fucking NBA Clutch Player of the Year, has not taken a free throw in the fourth quarter of the last game, or I want to say the game before, but I want to fact check that first. So yeah, I don't want to hear that free throw shit. You niggas wanted physical. It's physical. The ref missed it. The NBA said it was a foul. Guess what? Game over. Game over. Back to time. Back to 34th Street we go.
Boy, I hate that shit though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Back to 33rd.
Hate that shit when they come back afterwards and say, "Yeah, we supposed to call that foul."
I don't like it either.
Well, nigga, some of
like it
us
either.
had something on that.
Yo, listen.
What the fuck you talking about?
I'll take it past the Knicks game. I didn't think that Denver won that game that they said Denver won.
With the alley-oop?
Yeah.
Balls out of his hands.
You must got the sphere cameras. You got a different camera than me.
Nah,
I saw a fingertip on the ball with the
red
time
light
expired.
Red light. The ball's out of his
I'm
hands.
open to being wrong
No, it's
about
cool,
it because
but
there
I
may
couldn't
be
call
another
it.
angle that I didn't see. But from what I saw, it looked like his finger was still touching the ball.